Hello, it's me, uh, Zay again. I look the same because it's been literally 30 seconds since the last video. So I have my first question that I'm going to answer, or set of questions. Tell the world your name and age. Go by Zay, and I am currently 26. It is 2017, in case people find this 50 years from now or whatever. Talk about your diagnosis. Are you self or professionally diagnosed? So, actually, I was diagnosed in college, and I had been wondering, I stumbled upon, okay, so let me not say I stumbled upon. One of my special interests is psychology and neuroscience. Um, so I look up a lot of stuff because I'm just really interested in how the brain works. And I feel like that's a byproduct of wondering why my brain works differently than everybody else's. Even if I didn't know that it was like a legit thing and not that I was just odd. Um, so, in looking up um, just various things, I came across autism and I was like, hey, this list of symptoms sounds like it's me. Um, but I recognized a lot of the symptoms in myself from childhood and currently, and so I went to, um, I just held on to it, and then I actually experienced burnout, which, if you've ever been burned out, it sucks. When you're autistic and you get burned out, it sucks even more because it's really hard to recover um, when just being around people makes it worse. There, I guess what you're recovering from is so the everyday just talking and seeing and hearing stuff that you wouldn't really consider as a neurotypical person, that it takes a lot longer to recover, and your recovery is it has to be deliberate in order to work. um, so actually my school is on the quarter system, so my last quarter of my senior year I skipped a final to go and talk to a psychologist because I was like that distressed about just if everything came to a head. Um, and it was that important to me that I felt like, well, I'll just fail this class then because my mental health is in the toilet. And I think it was maybe 2 sessions after that I did the testing, and well, it sounds like a pregnancy test if I say it came out positive, but yeah, it was confirmed. My suspicions were confirmed. Um, that is my story. I yeah, I mean, I'm sure that as I turn off the camera, something else will occur to me that I could have said, but that's the short of it. Do I think self-diagnosis is valid? Yes. Um, I had a lot of thoughts. This happens to me, um, especially with the ADHD part. My thoughts come quickly and my mouth moves slowly. But basically, I've never met a person who was saying something that they thought they had a condition um, that was just doing it for the hell of it. There's no real benefit to pretending you have something you don't. The only benefit is you understanding yourself better. Um, I I guess self-diagnosis, the term is a little misleading because it sounds like you're just deciding that you have something when actually it, I've everyone that I've met who's quote unquote self-diagnosed themselves have put in a heck of a lot of research. Um, I mean, I could get into all sorts of things about it, and I probably will, but the bottom line is every time that I have gone to a doctor with a concern, I've looked up what my symptoms were and whittled down and confirmed the criteria myself before even presenting it to them. And then they, with their advanced degrees and their special textbooks or whatever, confirm it. So I think that there's nothing wrong with doing research. And even if you're wrong about it, like if you have something similar that's not exactly that, at least you can understand a collection of symptoms you have. You can find people who understand you, even if at the end of the day, your collection of symptoms gets labeled under something else. I feel like this is getting really long. Um, but yeah, so I think that people are able to tell when presented with a list of symptoms if it sounds like them. I don't think that that's something controversial. Um, when did you realize slash find out you were autistic? I was 21 when that uh, all occurred. Um, so yeah, finding out when you're older is kind of weird, but um, I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until I was 19, even though, um, yeah, it's pretty obvious if you ever meet me in real life. Um, I also have depression, so that kind of quells my hyperactivity part of it. But um, if you had met me, I would say prior to 12, there's no way that you wouldn't think that of me. Um, and I still have a decent degree of hyperactivity as a almost 30-year-old person. So let's see. I guess that'll just be the first one, and cool. I will try to figure out what I want this to look like. But there's the first one. I hope it is useful to someone.